Hello and welcome to the birthday special of Morgan Doesn't Care. As you see, I'm not in New York. I'm in beautiful Curacao right now with my boyfriend, who is behind the camera, making sure that I look good. We're staying at the Dreams Curacao Resort, and it has been so nice. You see how I'm talking so nice and relaxed, and in all the other episodes, I'm super tense? Yeah, that's what paradise will do to you. I mean, it literally looks, you can see, it literally looks so nice. And after this, we're going to go out off the property. But, yeah, so why don't we do like a quick little like catch up vibes before we get to what I want to actually discuss, because I do have things to discuss as always. Starting with my birthday, I turned 20, and I have a little birthday vlog that's on the way of everything that I did for my birthday. So I'll do like a quick little summary here, and then when the birthday vlog is up, which will probably be after this video, you should go watch it. So for my birthday, which was on Sunday, the 15th, I went to Mono Mono for a birthday dinner on Saturday, the 14th. But actually the day before that, Elio and I went to Bath House, and just had a nice spa night, to celebrate the end of the semester. And then on Saturday, the day of my birthday dinner, I got my nails done. I made these little place cards and invitations. I picked up my cake from Lucy, which was so nice. I had the best time with all my friends. You really have to watch the vlog because it was just such a good time. And then Sunday, my actual birthday, we chilled for a long time. It was sort of a rainy day. And then we went to go see the closing performance of The Notebook, and it has always been my dream to go to a closing performance of a Broadway show. So that was literally just like the most magical thing ever. And I turned around, and Joy Woods and Jordan Tyson and the other original cast members were behind us in the orchestra. So that was like crazy. And I got to meet them, and that was like super awesome. I got to see my old director. It was like such a good night. And then Monday, which is where things sort of took a detour, we had to catch our 6 a.m. flight, to come to Charlotte, because you can only get to Curacao from Charlotte and Miami, and I'm from Charlotte. So I booked our layover for Charlotte because I'm like, oh, I'll get to eat some Charlotte food, whatever. Well, of course, we missed our flight because this is my mistake. I always judge people who miss their flights because I'm like, there's no way that you missed your flight. Like, are you serious? But I didn't realize that the check-in window ever closed. Like, that's never dawned on me. It's never dawned on me, ever. Okay. So I had no idea that the check-in window could even close. I didn't know that that was a thing. Anyways, it is. So we ended up, yada yada, you'll see in the vlog, but we ended up having to spend a night in Charlotte, which was great. Actually, Elio got to meet some of my friends, and we spent just a night at the house with my mom and my dog, and then made it to Curacao the next day. And this resort is so amazing. We've had the best time. They've taken such good care of us. Literally, they extended our trip another night for free. We pushed our whole trip back. American was able to move our flight for no cost, so that was great. So basically, we got an extra night in Charlotte for free $99, which I'm not going to complain about ever. So yeah, it was honestly kind of a good time. I did have like a little bit of a cold, but I'm on the other side of it now. The healing rays of the sun have healed me, and I feel like so much better. But yeah, and what else? Oh, I also went to Sandy Liang on Saturday, and I've been wanting to go forever. I feel like that's just the vibe I'm trying to like curate for myself. I'm going into 2025 really establishing like my style, my aesthetic. Like, I love Sandy Liang and Daniel Guzio. Y'all will always catch me in some Daniel Guzio. But I got this shirt that I had been wanting forever on Saturday, and I also got these shoes that I wore to my birthday dinner, and it was just such a good time. So birthday vlog on the way. My catch up and ranting is done, but you should go watch that vlog because I said so, and as a birthday present for me, and it'll make me very happy, and you'll be entertained, I promise. So the first thing I want to talk about is Beyonce playing the Christmas halftime show two things. The first thing is, if you're wondering, Morgan, you love Beyonce. Didn't you think that you should maybe go? Oh, it's so funny, viewer. Of course I did. My first thing when I saw that it was announced was to go on SeatGeek and see the prices for this game. I found a ticket that was right behind the end zone. And it was only $350. And in my mind, $350 to see Beyonce is, I mean, small fish, okay? But there were some issues with this. The game is on Christmas Day, which I'm supposed to be spending with my mother and grandmother. So obviously my mom did not approve of that. And also the logistics of me getting to Houston and back, like, by myself. Like, was I going to spend Christmas night alone in Houston? No. So I was trying to literally convince my mom on the phone like a maniac. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to fly to Houston early in the morning on Christmas morning. Then I'm going to fly back as soon as Beyonce is done performing. And that way I'll be home in Charlotte for Christmas dinner. And of course she said no, because that was outlandish. But had I not had plans to spend Christmas with her, would I have done it? Probably. At the very least, I would have bought the ticket to resell, because now those tickets are like $1 bajillion. And don't tell me that that's like morally corrupt to do. I'm in college, so I don't care. But I really was like I'm sorry I keep looking over here. It's just really pretty, like the ocean and the view, and it's sunset, and it's so nice out. So I promise I'm not trying to stop my eye contact with you right now. It's just like gorgeous out here, you know? Okay. But anywho, I am so excited for this performance that I don't think I can really put it into words. Like, when people ask me who are like my foundation, like who are my mothers, right? It's a very short list of people, as y'all know around here. But I'm going to say that there is no other artist, living or dead, who is a better entertainer than Beyonce. There is no other artist, living or dead, that is a better entertainer than Beyonce. I'm about to repeat myself 7 times like I'm Dr. Umar. There is no other artist, living or dead, who is a better entertainer than Beyonce. So to say I'm excited, I mean, this is the best Christmas gift I could have asked for. I'm overjoyed, actually. It literally eats me up at night that I never got to go to Beachella, that I never got to go to any of Beyonce's halftime show performances, because she's done it twice, right? It eats me up, right? So literally I was this close to going, but I'm like, okay, let me calm down, because they're doing lots of promo for this. So I'm like, what if like my mother is about to go on tour? What if mother's about to go on tour? If she is, then that means I can't be going to Houston. I need to be saving my coins for when the tour does come, because it will. So I need to sit down somewhere. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And you know what? After all the flights I've been on in the past 72 hours, like, I'm good on getting on unnecessary flights after all the flights I will be taking at the end of this week, because you know what, I booked another 6 a.m. flight for myself on Sunday to go home for the holidays, which, why I booked another 6 a.m. flight, I couldn't tell you. I forgot that flight was at 6 a.m. until I checked it earlier today when we were watching Scandal. I had no idea. Legitimately, I had no idea. That was a horrible idea, literally horrible. But guess what, I'm not gonna miss that flight, because the embarrassment I felt of missing our flight, like literally just having to explain to the lady like what happened. It's the way she looked at us. She was like, oh, you missed your flight? And we were like, yeah. And then like also the way she was like, oh, did you do the immigration form for Curacao? What immigration form? Like, no, we didn't. So, you know, I'm saving myself the embarrassment. I will be at LaGuardia nice and early and on time for my flight. Anyways, other things that are on my heart, on my spirit. We just finished watching Pop Star Academy. Yeah, let's get into it. Let me say this. I remember when Dream Academy was actually happening, like the elimination show. I only watched some of it. I never actually participated in voting, and I don't remember caring all too much, but I definitely thought it was interesting, and I remember like keeping up with it towards the end when things started to get really dramatic. But let me tell you this. The show that's on Netflix, like the whole shebang, is 10 times more dramatic than I even knew. Like, I always knew like the level of just madness that K-pop trainees must go through, and like what that system does and how horrible and miserable and terrible it must be, right? But it had never occurred to me just like how traumatic that would be. Like there were several points where we were watching this and we were like, oh my God, like like literally, oh my God, just because of the sheer like psychological damage that these girls have got. Like there were people who were there the full like 2 years until the finale that just didn't make it in. And thinking about like, oh my God, like what if I had to go, like, dude, like what if I had to go through that? Like that is brutal, like actually brutal. And what really got me is when we were watching the first episode and then I saw my old manager for my internship this summer and I was like, oh my God, gag. But anyways, that's unrelated. Listen, this show is so good and it almost makes me feel like more artists and like girl groups should have their own reality show a la the Kardashians. Walk with me, right? Like I understand that had you said that pre Popstar Academy, you wouldn't really have like the reason to back it up, right? Like there wouldn't be like, you know, why do we care? We don't, we artists have too much. Like why do they need their TV show too? But I was so thoroughly entertained and I am now more invested in Katseye than I was prior to watching the show. I mean, I already knew the songs, I knew the choreo, all that shit. Like I knew all that, right? But after watching the show, it's like a whole another level, you know what I mean? And it's like, I want more. Like there needs to be a follow-up. I need Katseye to have a camera crew following them around at all times, like continuing the journey and the story and all of that. Like, you know what I mean? And I honestly, like, there are some other artists who I think need a camera crew following them, like who need a reality TV show that would just like boost their stardom, right? I think Tate McRae would be a good candidate for that. And I know y'all are going to be, I'm sure there's Tate McRae fans out there who are like, you don't know what the fuck you're, listen, don't jump me. As someone who likes some of the Tate McRae songs but doesn't really know very much about Tate McRae, she's like someone who I feel like would really like benefit from that, right? Because as a casual listener, like because I'm like not that invested, like I don't have the blinders on to see like what the average person, you know, like I don't have the blinders on that's like, you know what I'm trying to say. Like I'm not like so detached from it that I can't see like what her main like casual listeners might want, you know what I mean? And I feel like something that's a little bit more personal like that, so you know her like personality more. And I know she did YouTube and stuff, but like I mean a billion years ago, right? Like that's a totally different thing. I'm talking like an actual TV show, well put together, just the same way that Popstar Academy was, you know, something like that. Who are some other girls? I would love for Tyla to have a TV show. All the up and coming girls I think could really benefit from that, like having some sort of show like that. Nothing that's as drama and like manufactured as the Kardashians, but like truly like touching and like you see the work that they're putting in, because we see Tyla and Tate McRae's performances. They're obviously putting in work. They're all over the globe, all that stuff. Like that would be really cool, especially now that Tate McRae is going on tour. I think that's something that would be like really, really, like I would watch that. I would watch that. Wouldn't you? Like, I don't know, kind of a good idea. I meant to talk about this some in my last video, but I ended up scrapping it. So I don't think I ever got to it, but y'all, Trump won the election. What the hell was that? Like, actually, what the hell was that? I really had sort of like moved on from it until the other day when I was just scrolling through Twitter and it's become virtually unusable, and like seeing all the people who love Elon Musk like just yap away in the comments, like it's a little bit too much for me. And I think I'm just like, this is all a part of my thing. I need to spend less time on social media. And honestly, after watching Popstar Academy, like I feel more motivated to just like actually start my career and like stop dilly-dallying, you know what I mean? Like I haven't got all the time in the world. I mean, let me say this. I am working on music. I am putting together an EP. So let me not sit here and make it seem like I'm just sitting on my ass all day, because I am doing things. But I really, really, really just like, I don't know, man. I think I'm a little too online. Isn't everyone though? And I know it's funny because you're watching me say this online right now. You're sitting here watching me. So obviously like, yeah, you're too online. But I mean like, it's so easy to like waste so much of your life just like scrolling. And like halfway through, you'll like really realize it's like not even that enjoyable really, you know? Like I feel like it's different when I watch like long form content, because I can sit there and just be like, you know, this is nice. I can do it while I'm doing some other activity. It makes me feel feel like it's adding value to my life, but like pointlessly scrolling tweets or like threads. I will stay on threads for the longest time, and it's like everybody made fun of threads. Threads was like useless. Like who wants to be on threads, okay? But it's actually not that bad. My point is though, I still need to stop spending so much time on it, and get the most like out of my life and like maximizing my potential. I feel like that's something I want to like carry into my 20s, is like maximizing my 24 hours. You know what I mean? Because there are so many things that I love doing that I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Like I love doing music. I love doing content stuff. I want to do like social media management and like artist consultation stuff. I want to open a beignet shop. Those are all things that's going to take a lot of time. And at the same time, I'm trying to get myself into like pop star readiness, and like all of that takes effort and like energy and a lot of time. And before I used to think, well, I don't have the time to be doing all of those things. Oh, and I'm also in school. I used to think like I don't have the time to be doing all those things, but actually I do, right? Like I have the same 24 hours as Beyonce. People will be like, oh, Beyonce ain't got the same 24 hours as us. And if you're working a 9 to 5, not really, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, not really, you're right. But for me, where like my schedule is pretty calm as far as school goes, it's like, no, I really should be doing more. Not in the sense where I feel like I'm comparing myself to anyone else, but like, you know that feeling. And if you're like an overachiever, I feel like you definitely will understand what I'm saying. Like when you are so used to people telling you that, wow, you're doing such a good job, you're always doing so much, you're always excelling. It's like, even though maybe internally you feel like you're only operating at like 3%, you know, like everybody's telling you that you're doing such a good job, so you never really try to like go beyond that. It like you lose the motivation to start maximizing whatever your 100% is, because your 30% is like already so much further than everyone else. And I think that's how I've been feeling lately, and it makes me feel like I'm like a lot less successful, or like a lot less impressive, I guess, than I actually am. So oh my God, I'm in my 20s. Lol. Moving on. These braids that I just got done, this was the fastest I've ever gotten my hair braided, y'all. Like usually it takes me 8 hours, 9 hours, sometimes 10 hours to get my hair braided. But let me tell you, I walked into this shop, okay? I walked in this shop. If you're in New York, it's called Jara Hair Braiding in Harlem. And I'll leave a tag on my Instagram. But I walked into the shop at 9 a.m. for an appointment. I was out of there before the clock struck like 1:30. Before the clock struck like 1:30. We didn't start braiding my hair till like 9:45 because they were like prepping the hair and stuff. But I was out of there in under 4 hours. It was insane. They had 2 people in my head. The boho pieces I brought myself, cause yeah, but the braids themselves were like 180, which is so calm, and they look great. It's like the nicest I've ever liked my braids. I love how they look. Like, you know, it's just a vibe. And you know what? There have been times where I will try new braiders, and they'll, you know, you'll see people on TikTok be like, oh, it took me 4 hours. It took me da-da-da-da-da, whatever. Don't listen to them people. I'm telling you, those girls know what they're doing. Last time I went to Queen Maman, and I was in there for like almost 11 hours, y'all. 11 hours, okay? And you know, like that place is really busy. If you have ever gotten your hair braided in New York and you like been to Harlem, like, you know, but yeah. In the new year, I really want to get back to posting covers and just like singing videos and doing the stuff that I really used to enjoy when I was younger on the internet. I don't know why I stopped. Maybe it was an insecurity thing. I'm really not sure, but I want to get back to that, and also varying my content. I posted this like little short film I made over Thanksgiving about my family and my grandfather who passed away this year, and I really enjoyed making that and like getting into filmmaking and all that stuff, and just it really interests me a lot, but also just like nurturing my other like artistic interest, you know what I mean? So I really want to get back to like doing makeup videos like I used to in middle school. If you knew me in middle school, first of all, sorry. Second of all, I used to post like makeup tutorials all the time, and back then they were really bad and busted because I started so young doing makeup at like 11, and I was the only person wearing makeup in middle school pretty much, so everyone pretty much bullied me for that because I look crazy, and I did look crazy, so it was low-key deserved. But now my makeup looks great, so who really won? But anyways, I would love to get back to that. And I also want to do like cooking videos, like things that I really care about, things that really like feed my soul, you know what I mean? And also just like vlogging, travel vlogging. I would love to travel more. I was able to like get my stay like partially comped just because I was making content here, and that's like, I feel like that's like my dream, you know, like to be able to do stuff like that, especially now that I'm in my 20s. You're supposed to be like, you know, like flourishing, exploring, doing all those things, and I feel like that's something I'm like really excited about, and that I really, really, really like just want to nurture. I keep saying that, I keep using the word nurture, but that's really what it feels like. I feel like I'm just like cradling my like my like talents and like passions and trying to, you know, help them flourish. But yeah, I also really want to like make a website that really feels like a visual representation of who I am as a person, not just all my interests, but like, you know, just post like writing and music and videos I make and everything on one place, like design it to be really cute and like look like the inside of my brain. I would love to do that. But I don't know. I need to do some more research and figure it out. So just know that 2025, two things. The consistency is coming because I have a goal for myself. Like I want to be making a full-time income off of doing social media next year. I think that's a really good goal. I would love to say that by the time that I'm 21, so this time next year, I have like become a full-time content creator or doing only my artistic things as my job. I would love that. You know, and like this in the past few months I've made like a couple $1,000s doing like social media stuff, but really like lock in. And also just like a thank you. This isn't my last video for the year. Actually it might be, so I'm not sure, but just a thank you to you guys for watching my content, especially those of you who have been following me since I like first started when I was in middle school or like high school, and all of that stuff that was really bad and really cringe and I was really annoying. I just like really appreciate it. People who stream my music, even though I only have 2 songs and I don't really love both of them very much, for people who like always saw that like potential in me, and like people who DM me whenever they listen to my music or saying that they want new music from me and that they just like love watching my stuff. All of that is like really like motivating for me, and I feel like I don't post consistently enough to be able to tell you thank you as frequently as I should be, because even though I do post pretty inconsistently right now, and even though I do have a relatively small following to some people, I've been able to do a lot of really cool things, and this is like my first year really getting to actually make money from social media. So like even that is like a small thing to some people, but a major win to me. And so I just want to thank you for everything. I just feel like really grateful, and I don't know if it's because I'm just so like emotional around my birthday or the end of the year, whatever it is, but I'm just really grateful, and I'm like really excited. So I guess I'll see you next year, probably, unless I get in the Christmas spirit, but probably see you next year.